So, here we have Cursed Land by Powerise 92. They say this is their first game ever. The sound is really loud on start, but turn that down a bit, so we'll see. Finally, I'm in my own apartment. Cleaning up was very tiring, but in the end, it was all over. Okay, yeah, usually that's how it ends. Okay, it's time to prepare for tomorrow's work. I hope this pandemic ends soon. I miss friends and vacations. It's a little slice of reality here, apparently. Yeah, I'll cutscene just in case. I'm not doing anything. Seems to be printing and looking around. October 31st, 2020. It's the last day to submit the jam. Ugh. Whoa, I almost forgot this. Apparently I can't read either. Frame is our character's name, which is an interesting name. So this is a slice of life based on the game jam itself. Mapping here is nice. I like some of the tiles being used in this modern set. Who are you? Where did you come from? Hi, I didn't enter through your door. I used transfer magic to meet you, my hero. Ah, my name is Liana. I'm the last descendant of a summoner tribe in my world. I really need your help. My world will end and only you can help us. Wait, this is so confusing. Are you an alien? I believe in aliens, but you are not like aliens. And what can I do as an ordinary human? So they're very, very much telling how they feel. Writing is like functional. Understand what's happening so far. So I'll explain. Will you come with me? You know, I just feel contrarian all the time. This is absurd. Wait, oh, maybe I misunderstood what that said. I should probably read closer. Because I seem to be joining, even though I said no. Was it a negatively worded question that I missed? Or maybe just no matter what you say, you're going to go help her. Oh, my clothes changed. So now we're in a fantasy world. You wear the golden armor. It's legendary armor that will protect you from this world. In this world. With the help of your magic. Okay, yeah. We're gonna go do something. It's the last ruins, 1,000 years. Really kind of RPG tropes here. And 100 years ago, so 100 years ago, Demon Lord revived and killed most of our clan and turned all of the monsters into savages. I guess the monsters were very civilized prior to that. Interesting. I don't know if I would use the word monster to talk about benevolent creatures, but sure. I got it. Human strength will be endued with magic and muscle power in this world. Okay, so we're gonna go fight monsters with this gold armor. Following her. Still no control. This is the Guardian Shrine. Okay, so sealed guardians, depleted power, soul crystals. We're just checking off that list of RPG stuff. I can't accompany you because I have to protect this place from wild monsters. Okay. I want to go out there, but I'm afraid. Oh, she's inside now. Okay, so there's some function. This mapping is interesting. Looks like you gotta do some things here to working guardians. So, I mean, I'm not particularly nitpicky about the size of buildings, but this does feel a little off. Considering how small it is out here, but I guess it makes sense. There's clearly 2 levels, so not too bad. Alright, okay. Let's see how we get that chest over there. the main goal that I have now. I want to find a way to reach the chest. I think I'm supposed to find some monsters or something too, but priority 1 is that chest. Oh, I think I can get through here. Aha! 2,000 candy were found. That's a lot of candy. Looks like I can... There's candy. Yeah, candy is my currency in this world, apparently. Let's take a look here. So, my gold armor is actually mithril, apparently. Interesting. Might change the name on that to be gold, or change the word to be mithril, just for consistency's sake. Alright, see what we can buy. Potions. Elixirs. I don't know what any of these... how much I'm going to need them, but how many good points do I even have? 838. Alright, we'll buy a couple potions just to be safe. Those are most of my hit points there. Should be good. Is that a monster? Patrolling. Okay, so that's a friendly monster, I guess. Okay, a world map. See if we have random encounters on it, I guess. Oops. Happening poorly. It's me. Can't walk behind here, gotta go around it. Man, I'm struggling to just walk around this building. There we go. Oh, the growl attack. So no random monsters, but set on the map there. Predict. A front view system can work. Use the strong attack. Pretty basic version of the battle system here. Doesn't look like they're using any plugins from what I can tell. Got the text box at the top. Which, I mean, that's a choice you can make. I would say that the basic battle system is a little rough, and there's a lot of text on the screen, a lot of which is unnecessary. But it's functional. I guess I'm stunned. Okay, so stuns when you're the only player can be pretty annoying. You're just sitting around watching a lot of what's happening. But there are ways to counter that. Like, stun can be an effective thing, just as long as it doesn't become like a stun lock for turn after turn. So far it hasn't been. Here we go. It's probably... Yep, stunned again. So this is... Try using fire weapon. Hopefully do a little more. No, it's just a buff. Well, that better increase my attack on these mandrakes. Hopefully they're weak to fire or something. Because this is pretty slow battle. Between them healing, no, it about doubled my attack, I guess. Yeah. Ooh, that was nice and critical. Alright, and I want to finish a PP. So they heal. There's 4 of them and 1 of me. I can't one-shot any of them, really, so that's a little... There's no real threat here, like I'm not going to die, it's just pretty slow combat. Oh, jeez, please stop healing. And I'm not generating any TP, maybe I am when I get it. Okay, thank goodness. Okay, see how many more random battles I hit. The tower. Oop. No exploration, just a fight. See how I do against this boss. Considering how slow that last fight was, I think one-on-one will go a little faster. Alright, well, no, start with some ice, see how that does. So 9. I do have enough of my special, so see how that compares. Yeah, that's a lot better. Fortunately, I can't do it. Let's see what my basic attack is. 140. So, Ooh, that hit hard. The ice attack, just, yeah, it doesn't do a lot. So double hit me there. Let's try this. Oh, that was dumb. I just didn't attack all enemies. Totally wasted those TP there, but... Okay, critical, still alive. I know he did a pretty massive attack a minute ago. I can't quite remember how much damage he did, but I think I can survive still. Okay, let's have enough of that right now. We're gonna play risky here. Ooh, I think that's the one that did massive amounts of damage. That's what I get for taking the risk. Okay. Oh, I really hope there's a save somewhere around after that Mandrake. Okay, thank goodness. Let's go up to the boat and see if there's something more interesting. Nope, a fight. I think I'm going to want to get, ideally, you know, something that looks like a tree will take extra damage from fire. We'll see. I can save up enough. To do that. 30. Ooh, that takes a while. Stunned, paralyzed, something. Ugh. I'm not quite sure what that did there. Let's get fire and see if we can do some extra damage. Ideally against an evil tree. Yeah, you know, it doesn't really seem like that increased my damage significantly. Okay, so this isn't much of a fight. It seems to be like slowly doing nothing. Why do I keep using the stupid attacks? I should really read what they say before clicking. Ugh. Let's see if ice does any damage. It kind of seems like everything does about the same, but it also doesn't seem like it puts out much damage. I think I'm getting like 3 attacks for every one of it, so... It does soak some HP though. Let's pull up some TP. Finish this. Not do that again. I just wish these were doing like a lot more damage than they are. So I think you know, the combat is okay. There's a few things to do, and the skills seem balanced a little. So it's not like terrible, but just feels a little. Oh, I should have healed, but yeah, I'm gonna stop there because it's really just not that fun of combat. I think just making them soak less damage, maybe a little more diversity of their attacks to cause some strategy. There's just kind of like, you know, spam whatever random attack at them that does the most damage. There's not a lot of need to vary that. So for a first game. You know, not bad. There's decent mapping and some interesting concepts there. It does feel pretty early, and it doesn't particularly feel like it fits the spooky theme of the Spooktober Spooktacular event. But it's a game, and they finished it. Yeah, probably. Well, you never know. We'll see where it goes from here. They say it's a prototype, so maybe someday in the future, I'll take another look. Here we have Aesica's The Haunting, and this uses browser play, so I'm going to try not to hit the escape key and constantly be minimizing it, like I like to do. This is also going to take, as you can see here, uses the lighting effects of the community lighting plugin. Aesica, I believe, is one of the contributors to that plugin, so great work there. I look forward to seeing it in action in this game, and it's been one of the nice contributions on the forums lately, seeing people work on this. So we can see those lights already there. Oh good, you must be the monster hunters I sent for. Took you long enough to get here, but no matter. As you may have noticed, this house has a bit of a monster infestation problem. Okay? Please deal with it swiftly and be properly, and you will be properly. Okay, so we've got our premise here. Go kill some monsters, and we're off. It's not too much background there. Oop. There we go. Mind if I? Yes, actually. What am I going to read with? That's pretty good. Alright, get my flashlight. So I have to use the menu to turn on the flashlight. I guess there's a question like, does it run out of charge or anything? Is there a reason for me not to have it on? This does seem like a nice model of the lighting effects though. Is that a monster? Yep. Okay. Interesting side view battle. The monsters, because they're facing the camera, feel a little off, but looks like a fairly complex battle system just on first look. So we'll start with Holy Blade. Also, I'm a party, which I just realized. I just saw the Herald character out there. Actually, now that I'm looking at this, we've got the tall battle side sprites. Let's see, Hex. I'm not really. I don't want to use that. I don't know what they're going to be weak to. We'll try Fire Magic, and Herald will use more fire. I mean, they're zombies and should be weak versus fire. Oh wow! Put out a lot of damage. I think I need a heal, but lightning. Yeah, there's a lot of things to look at for Turn Undead. We'll try that. Feels like D&D now. So damage numbers are high. My health is pretty high, actually. But let's see if we can heal Marsha. I should have seen how much that was going to heal. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's always a challenge because you want to have interesting skills to use. With 4 different characters with a completely different skill sets at the very start of the game, it's always a little overwhelming. And, you know, I've certainly not taken my own advice on this in some of my games, but I do think there is something to be said for slowly adding skills as the game goes. Otherwise, it can kind of overwhelm a player. Like, okay, still with these guys take some. There's the Turn Undead. I don't quite know what that did. Let's see if there doesn't seem like there's a way to see what their status effects are doing. Okay, we'll just keep throwing spells at them. Maybe we'll kill one. Jeez, these things are really tough. Unless I'm just missing something entirely like simple. Holy Blade. It shoots arrows. It's the Holy Arrow Blade. Okay, finally killed one. So there's a chance of insta-killing them, but I'm gonna use it once per battle and didn't insta-kill a single one, unfortunately. This will be a fun test. Oh, I guess it's auto on your group. Should have read that. I'm always curious to see if undead take damage from healing, Final Fantasy style. I don't really know. Just using things. I do like the fact that it seems like most of these skills use, like, even if they're inflicting some sort of resistance debuff or whatever, they still do some damage. And it's always nice to see damage in addition to some sort of status effect. Yeah, there's just a lot though, and keep using kind of the same ones. There's probably a more efficient way of killing these. Let's see what happens. Maybe that. Oh, nice. Yeah, I still want to do that test. No, so it seems like magic heals just automatically apply to your group. You can't transfer that. So actually, I'm kind of having similar vibes to the last game. This combat's a little more refined than the previous one, but I do think these could just have a little less health. They don't put out very much damage, so this just feels like a battle that I'm going to win, which is not, again, bad for the very first battle, but it just kind of dragged on there a little longer than I might have liked. So I feel like in order to make, if you want a battle to go on a long time, it needs to feel a little threatening. But if you feel like you're going to win from the start and then it takes 3 minutes or whatever that was, it can be a little tedious. So I guess I'm supposed to kill them, but like after that fight, I don't actually want to fight. Let's try to get to the clown. Doesn't seem like they chase me or anything, so that's nice. Well, that would probably add a little more fear. Yep, another monster. Wow, there are a lot of them. Ooh, that got hit pretty hard too. So I might take back what I just said about it being a little too easy, but these guys are hitting way, way harder. Let's hope they don't have that same amount of health. Let's smite. Cast. Okay, I'm gonna lose this fight. Yeah. I just think, oh well, it didn't even autosave anywhere. Well, I'll give it a couple more minutes here. We'll just get through this. I'm gonna just run around and look at the map. We'll avoid fighting. I think I've had enough of the combat in the game. It's just kind of tedious. It's a lot of high hit point monsters. Don't run into that. So the skills are there. Should probably go get the flashlight if I'm gonna explore. So touching the monsters actually doesn't trigger them either. So you can really choose when you want to fight. But it does seem like the main aim of this game is to just fight monsters. And it's just a kind of overwhelming start. Like, you know, that first fight was long, not necessarily challenging. The second fight was definitely more challenging, and there's a lot of skills. Like, I could see as you get used to the combat system, maybe that turns out to be not too bad, and you just play a little smarter than I did there. But yeah, it doesn't seem like there's much else to do here. Not a lot of story or anything. So I think we'll leave it at that. So it's a combat-heavy game, if that's your thing. There's some nice polish here with the lighting and such, but not really a lot going on in the combat yet. I think it needs some tuning, in my opinion, to be a little more, have this balance of challenge and speed. Okay, here we have the Expellers by SirGatling. They renamed some of their music options. Tactical maybe UI. Let's see if that's, oh, tactile. That's probably touch. I get it. Yeah. Some of this seems like it's been translated. We'll see how the writing is. There's nothing wrong with translated writing, but sometimes it can be hard to understand. So SirGatling demo. Another one who says this is their first game. So, in the early years of the Renaissance, the cases of exorcisms were seriously increased, as well as monsters attacking villages. Everyone thought it was the end of the world, and with fear of his blood, various groups was born with the purpose of end this calamity. Sadly, none were successful. Hunters Guild, the Scholars, and the High Cathedral were the last two these groups and the last chance to survive. They put their lawsuits aside. Guess it was a legal battle, and founded Sanctum. 300 years later, Sanctum, with the help of their Expellers, control the chaos of the entities and protect humanity from the incoming end. But one day the time will come when Sanctum will not be able to protect us. So yeah, a lot of kind of English mistakes there. Clear enough what you're trying to say, so it's not a big deal. So this, the outsides of quiet, yeah, again, very quiet indeed. Is it? I mean, I hear music playing. No time to lose. Bulgar somewhere. Right, we need to hurry up if we want to close those ley lines. Belief you are a bookworm, lead the way. What? Are you crazy? No way. I'm joking. I know you're too squishy for the front line. I hope this connects. This orb. Help us with equipment. Yeah, it's a little confusing what's being said. Obviously first pass, but I would definitely recommend, you know, either just going over it yourself, clarify some of the English there, or find someone who can help. If you're not a native speaker, that's fine. I imagine, you know, it's also good to make a game in your native language if you're not a native English speaker. So doing both, having a translation patch could be a nice balance of those two things. Yeah. In fact, maybe that's what happened. Oh, random encounters, one of my least favorite things. I do like the character art. That's pretty good. The portraits there. Auras, another. Alright, calm wave, heating pulse, mist. Sure. Crave. Wow, there's a lot of things here, and like these aren't even using like sacro. I assume would be sacred or holy damage. Yeah. So I think in the last video I mentioned that I hadn't really seen a lot of kind of traditional RPGs with turn-based combat, and now in this video it's 3 in a row with kind of standard RPG turn-based combat to go. So most of these seem to like be buffs for your attack, and then you're gonna actually just use your attack. Oh, I'm guardian, so I guess I can't do anything else. You probably want to heal. Alright, let's just start doing some damage. I don't think I could hit one of them. Oh! Basic attack hits all of them. Ugh. I just want to do some damage. Oh, please just. Oh, she doesn't. Can't do damage. Great. Good use of my turn there. Just keep healing with this guy, I guess. Not particularly balanced for your very first fight of the game. It's that tough thing of like, you know, you want it to be challenging, because challenge does make it more fun at some level. If something's just a spam fest of you never feel threatened, that can be boring. On the other hand, when you get wrecked, it's also not that exciting. And I just don't see anything that would have necessarily made a huge difference here, but it's a pretty light heal. They put out more damage than I can heal through, which is good design. But I do feel like I just need some ways to put out damage a little better. And this guy, like, I'm not even sure I can die. He seems to be unable to die. So I don't I don't really know what that means. Can I run? Okay. That's interesting. So my support thing here can't die. And now my entire party is dead. And I have that guy. So, okay. I guess that could work in a game. But now I'm just going to have a lot of fights where I run. I guess it's better than watching the game over screen. But that's weird. A transition. Ooh. A wide open, quiet forest. So here's these things. Oh, you know, I think I saw those on the first screen and I just did not pay attention to them at all. So maybe that would have helped if I had picked up some stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of things for early on in the game. Like I said in the last game, just introducing stuff a little slower can be nice. So the player gets a chance to kind of learn the initial skills and then slowly add new skills, so it's not just a lot of info at the very start. Yeah, I mean, you want to have some nice balance of things to do in battle, but not too much. And it to feel a little challenging without just being brutal. I mean, like, let's see if there's even a way to raise my characters before I quit. See, that's just a lot of things. And it's very unclear, like, okay, no. Oh, thank goodness. So I can at least get my group healed. Let's buy a lot of these. I think there were weapons here. Let's see if we can't find way stronger weapons. Not quite sure what these do. It seems like really like most of the characters don't even have a way to do damage. Actually, can I use that heal? No. Does anyone have a heal? Maybe Ingrid. Insane. I have some status effect now. I'm not quite sure how I got. Wasn't really paying attention. Maybe it's from fighting dead. We'll find out. It's showtime. Okay, so no real plot development there. Don't know who Bungle is or why he's a wood tower. It's very effective. Okay. This is... We'll see what happens. I asked about that skill before, so my faith is up. How does that help me? Let's charge my bullets. Now let's do a fire bullet. I feel like I'd like... Yeah, I'm not quite sure how this character works even. This one, oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, so that's enough of this. We're gonna die here probably on the next round. Well, actually I won't die because my guardian apparently can't die. But since this hits multiple characters at once, it's not, this one doesn't. The damage is so low. Of course, I did basically not fight anyone. Maybe I would have leveled up had I managed to win a single fight. Okay, so now everyone's dead, and the battle goes on, and I'm gonna guess you can't escape. So I'm in a frozen loop, And that is the end of Cursed Land, because it is clearly cursed to make me wallow in this battle for eternity. And that's the last of the games for this jam. So there is actually one extra game that was in this game jam, and I'm not going to review it, and that's because it's my game, The Last Unhaunted House, and it feels a little silly to review your own game, even though I could be pretty critical of it, and some of the comments that have been made already have highlighted things I would agree with. There's some broken hitboxes that just don't work how they should. Some of that's in the engine itself. RPGmaker doesn't make a great action RPG sequence without a bit more work than I did for the jam. So I've been harsh to some of these games, and I've had critiques even of the games I really enjoyed in the series. And I think the key to take away is that, critique can be helpful. So as a developer, I've had my games criticized and had flaws pointed out, and sometimes this is, frustrating because you think you've done a great job, or it worked really well for you, and someone else doesn't have the same experience. But those are things to either learn from, or at least be aware of, that different people play games in different ways. So part of making videos is to let you see how someone might play your game, and maybe highlight some of the ways that players are dumb. So you've probably seen me do things you think, like, why would anyone even try that? But maybe, sometimes videos will highlight the ways that players outthink or come up with creative ways to solve puzzles that maybe you didn't. And so those can be helpful in reevaluating your game and continuing with development. And ultimately, these comments that I've made here are just that, comments. You can disagree with them. Hopefully, they give you some helpful tips. But, if you don't like them, you don't have to take them. And this is, even in my case, one reviewer said my game was too hard in their comments. And to be honest, I kind of disagree with that. I think it's a fairly well-balanced game. It does require a little bit of twitch movement and quick speed, and some players aren't going to be as good at that as others, which is fine. Maybe it's not the type of game you want to play. So it's a fair critique, but ultimately I don't see changing the balance at this point in my game. Now, if I get a lot more comments saying the same thing, maybe I'll reevaluate that. But based on my playtest myself and having a couple friends try it out, I think it's about the difficulty I want it to be at. And it's a short game that I made, so there's not a lot else to offer if I get rid of the combat difficulty. So all that to say, I hope that those who took the time to watch my videos and hopefully learned or got some ideas from it. But ultimately, if you don't like what I'm saying or think that I'm wrong, that's fine too. So this should just be useful advice, and I really am glad I got the chance to play through all these games. I saw a lot of interesting ideas. Whether the game was perfect or not is not the point of a game jam. It's a chance to practice, and I'm glad that you all took the time to make them, and hopefully I didn't insult you by being a little critical of your game, because that isn't my goal. So thanks everyone who's watched, and who knows, I'll maybe more of these. It's a good pastime these days.